and on 3, 2, 1. Yo, 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 to the go, 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 my Bitcoiners. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Well, one of my lines is going to be, it revealed itself, so I got a little bit of an alarm. And so I wanted to make sure that got put up on YouTube. The 13,129.06 line has been, it's on my chart. It's always been on my chart. And I cannot tell you that we're not going to hit it. This is a pretty serious breakdown, 10%. And so we'll just kind of take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and go through the pass pretty quickly here, so that at least you can kind of see where the 1 minute is. And then we'll keep it on the 1 minute while I think I'm going to be working on this watch list a little bit to see. This was just kind of a grab bag when I built it yesterday on the right-hand side here. I thought it might be a good idea that we build something that's a little decent, and I don't think it's really necessary to just put the top 10 in, or just a grab bag, a loose bag. I have to go through a few of our highly recommends lists that we have, and see what they're coming up with their analytics. That Never Hire, I think he pulls every 24 hours, so it might not really be helpful when we're getting, grand moves. And then there's, of course, CoinMarketCap, but everyone already goes there. I want to try and bring you some names that maybe you haven't heard of, or maybe are on the move, or that sort of thing, like on the move kind of thing, but in closer to real time. So I thought maybe I would do some admin work with that while I'm with you today for the next hour or so. All right, so there's our 60. Get your mind set. Here's the 15. So you know where the break was. It's up here. We lose sight of the 13. In fact, hold on just a moment. Let me go back to the 1 hour, so we know that the 13,129.05, 13,129.05. And let me okie dokes. Let me go ahead and manage popping the chat out. So give me a few minutes here. All right, so we know the 13,129.06 is down there, so you guys know where it is. I don't have to put it on the chart. Here's the 15-minute. And while I'm going through these, I'm just going to see if we can find anything. We broke the free market. There's our break. All the EMAs are crossed up and over. This is just a crumbling environment. Let's go back over to the shorts. Just because it's a progressive, we're looking at that the 80 base and the 100 are now well above the 243 line, which is down here and carrying this move all the way up. Be interesting to see. This is our beta, of course. Be interesting to see what happens around here. And so I'll put a marker on here. And if I can, I'll move it. Oh, it's not gonna move for me. Maybe I have too much. So just kind of keep that steady. See what happens. If the 80 base holds, the shorts have taken the RSI. I believe the highest number was 100 on my chart. 100. Well, obviously 100. I think it was higher than that. Move this down. Let's see if I can get a read on here. Should be able to. Okay. All right. Put over a little bit here. Go. Man. Remember, these are the shorts. And we were down here at the 243. And then, of course, it came back down to the 243. Came under and we were watching the trade last night, and this didn't look all that healthy, like not really enough. But you never know at the 243 precisely if it's going to go ahead and really hold on and then drop back down. Especially when it's underneath, you just simply don't have enough information, obviously, and it can really flirt with you, and you can see even here took advantage of one's not knowing, was the trade going to go ahead and take long, because this little fractal here could have just latched and then taken a trip down. But the shorts, and this is the BTC USD shorts. If you've never seen this before, there's also a BTC USD longs combined with the BitMEX Rect Twitter can be very helpful as far as like velocity and inertia, how quickly these things are taking control of the trade. So those are three things that I recommend. And I guess as we build out the description and the highly recommend, I suppose it could be links and charts maybe that might work out. Or we can just go ahead and use the watch list, except for that it doesn't have the BTC. And they don't. I don't think that they have a TradingView account. You should. That would be good. All right, so we have our hi, Alfredo. All right, so we know the 13,129.06 is down there, so you guys know where it is. I don't have to put it on the chart. Here's the 15-minute. Where's that one coming from? And while I'm going through these, I'm just going to see if we can find anything. We broke free market. Where am I coming from? There's our break. All the EMAs are crossed up and over. Alrighty. So the moment that I can get any kind of sensible read off of this, all I can do is just remind you that, you know, the break was up here, and we have a few things that we can use to sort of calibrate if things are going to start to move around. But this is a pretty serious short that we have been in. And as I pointed out, we do have numbers lower. I don't always like to, I mean, they're always on the chart. It's just that, you know, they're always there for targets, but it's better, I think, on YouTube to isolate certain patterns that we might be seeing, maybe the reversal coming in, things of that nature, rather than, you know, here I'll squeeze the chart, and this is the, you know, the data that I have takes us to 13,129.06. But it's just a matter of, I think the better thing for me anyway is to, you know, give you guys some patterns, and that you can follow along, instead of it being a big argument as to, well, no, that clearly isn't going to happen. Well, you know, when we're at 15 and I'm talking about 13, you know, there's always, you know, this is all argument right here, by the way. This is a hella argument, all of this. So if you don't think that number when we were at 19 wasn't a hella argument, uh, you have something else coming to you, because certainly it was, but I try not to remove my lines. The interior uh, channels, if they're not working or they become a little bit lazy, or what I call they're ineffective for the trade, and they've been very lived, we still have them on record and they're still on my charts. But for the trying to reduce a little bit of the clutter, because the charts already kind of come across as being pretty whack when we're on YouTube. How late is this? Let me get my time toggle out. Toggle, 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 toggle stamp. And where is our time? Text. Cannot be that behind. Wow. We are really laggy today. Can Alfredo, if you're around, can you put the time of day for you? Time of day for you? You see how laggy we are, though? Okay, so we're in the same, on the chat, we're doing okay, but I'm on the Ruby right now. I am not on the Cardwell. I'm going to go to the Cardwell, but wow, that's crazy. Maybe the window that's handling my Hangout. Let me see what you guys see now. Okay, so that looks like it's caught up. I have to keep an eye on that. That could really mess some things up. Yeah, it's clearly closer to a minute delay than it's closer to 2 seconds. Is YouTube really that busy? That's some kind of lag. All right. Well, we can see now, if you can notice this, that the shorts are starting to fall off the 80 base and roll over. And of course, as this being a progressive, we could continue to move on and on. But we did get some signals up here that maybe this had kind of started to exhaust itself, and we could actually see some sort of a recovery. So let's keep an eye out. And of course, this is the 80 base coming and slamming down to the 55, which is here. And I'm trying to keep an eye on all the plots here. Staying steady at 58. On these readings over here. And let's see if we can bust out of this range. We could have actually considered it when it was up here and taken that lower wick. This one right here is kind of the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just take the liberty of moving it up a little bit. So actually, I'll take the whole thing wick to wick. So the high wick there, the low wick there, and see if we can get some longs to come in once that breaks down. We have two. We're both in the 15-minute. Yeah, we have 2 wicks longs on the 15-minute, which means for the last 2 wicks here, this wick and this wick are registering longs. So why don't I go ahead and put like a little label there. We'll call out right here. And boop, 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 boop. We don't know. Just keep it like that. Instead of long or short, what I'll do is, no, I think that's smart. I'll put a long or short label on this here. See what happens. So we're, yes, second wick of the long, and then let's move in 5 minute. So we can see that we're getting a nice move there, and a good read on the shorts. Right? Okay, good enough. That's the 5 minute, and we'll go into the 1 minute now, so everyone kind of knows where they are. Zoom in so you can see how this actually happened, and this wick And can this wick actually be the one responsible for the move up? We are still in a massive short. So what time is it? The scalpers are enjoying themselves. Not so much, it looks like they took a little bit of a break, and then the trade just on the weight of itself started to just, collapse the trade. But it's like we're getting a little bit more activity in here. All right, let's run through some of the names, and that's why this watch list can really help us, I think, on the stream. Let me go back to the Hangout. Okay, that's all working just fine, because I do think that maybe this takes up some resources when we do this. Also, I have to do some admin stuff here real quick and take the chat from last night and get it over to Google Plus. So let me do that real quickly. Yes, that's what they're called, scalpers. All right. Okay. Do you want me to do a classic the person who resells shares or tickets at a large or quick profit? Now in Investopedia, maybe I'll put this in the bot, Alfredo. And in the Investopedia, this is what this term scalper means. I don't know if they do it plural or not. If they say scalpers. Scalpers. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll read about scalpers. And go there. And post. Okay, I also put it in my Google Plus too. What is a scalper? A scalper is a person trading in the equities or options and futures market who holds a position for a very short period of time, in an attempt to profit from the bid-ask spread. Person who buys large quantities of in-demand items such as new electronics or event tickets, etc. Yeah, I think maybe I can go ahead and put some of these terms, like we did ledges yesterday, that could be built out. And I could put the term scalpers in there. What is a scalper? So, yeah, I'll do an example right now. So I don't know when I'm going to get where I will have too many commands. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to figure out, oh yeah, I'll do it. So, I think it's exclamation. I think I'll use that one. And we'll do a, okay, let's see how that works. Submit. So I added the command, and it's, if you hear it, it's called scalper. Let's see what happens if we picked it up already. Oh, I'm sorry. It's an exclamation scalper. Oops. Might take a while for it to pick up. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Something like that. Something that kind of looks like that. But it should probably take you to a glossary of terms that I've created on, my website. That's probably the smarter thing to do. In fact, I could do that right away, too. All right, are we going to break out of this box or are we not? At 13,821, rolling back over again. And you can see now the shorts are taking over the field again. And price is at 13,821.62, having rolled over here. So once again, scalpers, okay, scalpers came in long, took the long, and now they're making sure that they are taking their profits now. So okay, so the whiteboard has beauty work on the website for the glossary, right? We had a little bit of we had a terms page. So we need to get that going. Terms, and glossary, right? I already have the Twitter glossary. So I'm wondering. Ask a few people questions about that. Gee whiz, we are lagging so badly, guys. What in the world? How does it actually look over at YouTube? I'm going to refresh on my side. I'm going to refresh my YouTube page. That is some kind of crazy. Way too much. I think we're pretty good now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm my only concern is that then I lose, like, okay, did the stream like fail somewhere and I won't know it until we put it into archive? I think, okay, we're like 1 bar. We are 1 bar behind. Should probably look at this and see better. I mean, I think that we always have to just calculate that we're anywhere between, 15 and 59 seconds. So that is not improved. All these years, that is not improved. And you can't ramp it up either. Like I can't make it better. And it's not a feature set that I can make it better either. But I do get concerned that the stream has somehow failed me on my side. That's the problem, is that as a broadcaster, but the stream health is good. I could go into that one tool, that one analytics tool, to evaluate if the stream is good. And then I thought of what we might do is go ahead, keep the YouTube stream up and going, and do that test of using the OBS over Twitch and seeing if it picks up or if we're actually able to even proceed. I don't think that I'm getting any. I think it's picking up my video, but clearly it's not picking up my audio. Hey, Vivo. So we could give that a try. Let me let this move kind of settle itself out, and then we'll do a little bit of experimenting closer towards the end of the broadcast in case we get busted out. So I want to keep an eye on this wick to see whether or not this is going to be enough to carry the trade higher. Really nothing is, I'm going to go through the charts right now. So we know about the shorts because we have the tab over at the beta. And so we're really focused on that a lot today. But we'll go ahead and I'll show you the longs on Ruby. And we'll go to the longs. These are the dust longs on the 1 minute. Let me go into the shorts here first. There are the shorts in the 1 minute. And just to give us some flow, let me go into the 15 minutes so that you can see where the shorts are residing. And here are the longs in the 15 minute. Where the longs are residing. And the futures contract, what that looks like on the 15 minute, trading at 13,740. Down 7.94%. Here's Omni. Omni, incredible. Thank you very much to a great member of the Coin Scoop who came forward and said, Beauty, would you take a look at Omni? We were able to do an intensive on Omni, and it looks like Omni has a great placeholder life at up 22.4%. Here is the Tether. Tether, of course, we did an intensive on this as well, and I'm not going to revisit all of the levels that it broke down, but the 50% clearly we broke the 243, the 96, and I should open up the chart a little bit. Maybe I'll do that later. Neo down 8.37, Ethereum 6.2. And of course, had held up the free market for quite some time, actually, even in this short. And this is the thing about Ethereum; it can really it can be a great, it's not a bad trade, even though there's such just a lot of negativity, period, in Bitcoin from time to time. Here's the XRP, the Ripple. Trading now at 1.28, so 28 cents above $1, up 6.13%. And clearly the dollar mark, maybe I'll do Ripple as an intensive today. Here's our Litecoin, down 10%. You see the cross up here. A little bit more organized in the BTC, I would say. Here's XMR. Very erratic behavior in XMR, but it looks like it's maybe settling out in the last little bit. Might be able to do something with that chart. EOS, after having a great run, EOS now down almost 11%. And then our expose name, BitConnect. BitConnect had a fantastic move yesterday, what I called like the Kodak trade, almost acting like a safe haven. And last night, and then of course people, it looks to me, people going ahead and getting out, but holding up to the free market line. So the work that we did on the chart may have helped a little bit there. The Doge in the 15-minute, clearly the cross short, only down 1.82%, so holding itself on. Use the crude trade, and then back to the BTC USD on the 15-minute. And let's see how that, I'll rewatch tonight and see how that works, if it's too fast, that sort of thing. Because I really don't have, I don't have, like all this deep commentary on each chart. I don't have it written down because there's no script, I don't use a script at all. And if there's a chart that seems to have something in it that's worthwhile putting together some sort of a guide about what its next move, the projection of its next move, I'm just kind of led by that. So we'll see if it was too quick, just running through the names too quickly or not. Okay, so then, come on now, we come in, and thank you very much. We've been streaming for 38 minutes, and something that's really clever about YouTube is that it is a collaborative effort. It requires me to power up, and it requires you to press buttons. Isn't that fun? So there are certain buttons that you can press, and YouTube will recognize us. YouTube will put us in a swim lane of its algorithm and bot work and all this that people talk about in social media and some of the channels that do more analytical kind of look into YouTube. So I power up and you press some buttons. I think that that's a pretty good deal, actually. I think that if one doesn't recognize that it's not just, and I think the term is asynchronous. It is not just me. It requires, well, first of all, it requires this incredible platform called YouTube. It requires that. And then it requires for us to do the right thing. One, and it's left to right. Okay, you're here, you're watching. I get that. You know that the stream has been going on for 40 minutes. You know who is behind the stream, the host herself. You know because I've put my avatar out there. That's me right there in the right-hand corner. And so then YouTube also gives you some little clues as to what you can do. And they underline those two things, which I find fascinating, which is the thumbs up. So I power up, you thumbs up. So I need to see some thumbs up. Then the next little bit of menu item is the share button. And I'm not too certain that people get that share button exactly. It's very powerful. And the share button, actually, you can put together a pretty great looking tweet or Google Plus post, or I think that there's like 9 different ways that you can share. I will open. We can share through Twitter, Google Plus, Pinterest, Facebook, Blogger, Reddit, Tumblr, the Russian like WeChat, LinkedIn, and then this one is this one is StumbleUpon. And then of course you can email. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ways that you can share. And then once you open the share button, And like Alfredo is reminding everyone, the share button goes out to other platforms, other social platforms, other social channels that you frequent. And so I think that the share button, and what I should do is just put together a more clever kind of thing to say, because it is kind of, the delivery, the default that they give you, it isn't very nice. It doesn't really express the whole thing, because the title I can't express, and then on Twitter, of course, it mentions YouTube, and then you're like, well, I don't want to mention YouTube, and then you back out. You back out of the share button. So we do have to be a little creative with that, okay? In fact, what I'll do is I will go ahead and share, and I will tell you what it says so that you can kind of and I will do my own share. So this is the Twitter share out. This is the Twitter, what it looks like on Twitter. And I've only ever done, even myself, I've only ever done Twitter, because I enjoy going into the Twitter post and do some more clever things. But that's what it looks like out on Twitter. So it gives the title, the link, and the via at YouTube. So imagine, it's not telling you anything about the broadcaster, the host, or anything, and yet you're given all those characters. I'm sorry, on the share side, you're not given the deeper Twitter. It's still just the 140 characters. But still, you can put emojis. You can do really anything that that suits your outreach on Twitter. So there we go on that. I'll go ahead and I'll share mine out. And oh yes, I'm moving. It's live. And go stop by if you can, is what I said. And then if you go to my Twitter, you'll see that that was the tweet. It's gone over to Twitter, and I'll put a copy of the tweet so you guys can see. And it is a little hard to be that creative, but what it does is that it really delivers a nice little, especially over Twitter now. It just looks really, really cool. It really does. So this is the way that my tweet went out. And you could copy and paste that, or you could make any amount of changes up to 140 characters. And I've even sometimes taken out the at YouTube if I so feel like it, or if I feel like I need those additional characters, I will do that. And that's how it comes out. And it looks really great. You think? All right. Okay, so the longs are surviving here. It is. So like with that particular tweet, we could share the base tweet, which I believe is only built for 140 characters. Now you can give it a try and see what happens. What the blue button to put the tweet out will go into kind of a gray, and that's telling you that you have too many characters. And then if you back it out, it'll go back into the blue. But what you can do is that you can't do a thread with it, because once you share it, it's actually, it's a static tweet. But you could go in and like your own post, which is perfectly fine. You can like your own post, and then you can reply. And that will extend the depth of the tweet itself through that threading. It's the precursor to the thread. And so you can extend the characters that way too. We think of. All right, we're 46 minutes in, and we'll go ahead and see what the shorts are up to. So they are just going to just brutalize us right here. Very interesting situation. I'm glad that we're watching this too, that we're watching how this develops. I think it's really important for us to see how this one particular air quote ledge, right, the ledge at the 80 base, it will just collapse in on itself and start to give the longs an opportunity to do any kind of recovery. Right now, this is a very strong bearish flag, very, very strong. And so if this continues to do this sort of just massive buildup of, it's like a coiling, and it just builds up a lot of steam, and then the shorts are able to take the trade even further. And we know what our price point is down there. I said it a couple of times earlier. So we'll just go back and forth between these two charts. That's the BTC USD Coinbase pair. And we know it's short because you see Ruby is all red up here. There's no sign inside here, not yet anyway, that the longs are going to take over the trade. And then we are also showcasing the BTC USD shorts on Bitfinex. Now, I know that it is not a side-by-side comparison, but just like BitMEX Rect, that Twitter account, all things matter. And it can get a little complicated, like, well, why would this matter over that that matters? Well, they're all clues. Everything gives us a clue. You know, what Doge is doing may give us a clue as to what Ripple is doing, as what may give us a clue to what Omni is doing. You know, in fact, there's a new site, and I shared it last night. I don't know if I put it in the highly recommended because I'm still kind of reviewing it, and but I'll showcase it a little bit when I find it again. Sorry. All right, I'm going to be putting myself on mute for just a couple of moments, and thanks a lot for stopping by. If you're stopping by just as I'm putting myself on mute, which I have had happen to me many times, especially for the financial markets broadcasters. You know, we do have a life, and every once in a while we have to put the mic on mute. Okay, so I'll check back with you in just a few moments. Okie dokes. So let me do some admin stuff here as the trade tries to survive a little bit. And get some ideas on, and just so that you guys know, especially because a lot of YouTubers are YouTubers, like you've seen YouTube channels grow and develop and get better, all of those kinds of things. So when I go live like this quickly, and now that we've been here for an hour, and seeing that we are very, and I know how to search. So you go to Bitcoin Live, and it gives you in a rank where all the other live. And I can tell you that a lot of the people that are live, and this is what any channel like mine is up against, is that we're up against live replay push through OBS or Wirecast. So these are not live events. They're pre-recorded events that are on a loop. And it would be nice if they would clearly mark that it is a replay. There's a great emoji. I use it when I'm in replay. And if it is a replay, I think that it's fair to everyone. But you know, it's not fair, and none of this is fair. You have to work at elevating, and you hope that all of your effort to do so works out. Now we have been able to find ourselves, if I go replay, Bitcoin replay, then we rank, in fact, let me do that right now. If we do Bitcoin replay, which of course no one would ever search for, so that's kind of a false reality. But if we do Bitcoin replay today, we will find that we are number 2. So replay Bitcoin today, and we are number 2, which is really great. Like, it is one way of saying, listen, if you want to find, you know, what we were doing yesterday, just do that, and do it just in the search. You don't have to go any further than that. Because once you go into the actual physical channel, your brain's gone into a whole different kind of thing. But with the search bar, what happens is that now I'm nested in between World of Tanks and Free Mining Dash Coin, High Rollers event. So we're nestled in between all this very, you know, high octane, um, you know, busy streams. One stream. Let me see here. Well, the World of Tanks received 145 views. We received 27. So anywhere between 60 and 25 views is the average of the top tier. That's on replay Bitcoin search. So I should probably put that in my hashtags too. Replay. There we go. It's been heating up for a while now, but I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Mubs put out a tweet that he is thinking of putting together a product hunt for crypto. And we're getting a move. I guess somebody likes that. All right, let's go into the trade and see where we're at. We're at 14,000 even up here in these areas here. So let's see if we can hold up to 14,000, 14,019.99. And let's see if we can just keep marching this up. We've got a lot of headwind here, 14,020, 14,030. Let's see, 14,046. All right, let's see if they can make a power move out of this fractal. Let's go ahead and go on over to the shorts and see how it took it. See, not a whole lot, right? It's a very candle over candle performance in the shorts. It's like they're laying in wait. 14,049.83. So we're chewing up that loss. Now down 8.57% on the session. Let's see where everyone else is. Omni up 23%, XRP up 6.4%, the BitConnect Expose up 5.34%. We have our shorts up 0.84 and our longs down 16.77. That's the number right there. As a matter of fact, let me go into the, oh, I don't have that open up. Let me see if I open this up, what happens. Let's see if my watch list is actually on this page. Oh, it is not. Which page has this one? Let's go into the shorts here. We already know about that over at the beta chart. And we'll go into the longs. And the longs are up here. Still very, very deep. Crazy. All right, let's go back into the BTC USD 1 minute. Finally, it looks as though if we can get the 8, which is right there, remember it's deep in ruby though, but if we can get the 8 to hold the close, then we're doing okay. All right, so you guys remember, of course, we are in the 1 minute, and we're in the 1 minute really just for broadcasting activity, right? So you can see the change of the candles in real time, so it ends up being very quick. Obviously, when we scroll back and we're doing intensives and you're able to see the larger time frames, that this is a much more healthy environment for the trader. But the scalpers have just latched on to this move that we've taken short in Bitcoin. They're loving their lives right now, and they're doing very well at it. So congratulations to them. Being that it's December 28th, and we've been on the stream now for over an hour, and it looks as though I did want to try the Twitch. So if you guys want to hang out with me while I fiddle around with the Twitch, that would be really cool. And I just don't know how much what my computer can handle. And if you don't know about the Twitch, as a matter of fact, let me get my Twitch handle. I think I put my Twitch handle in the About section. But I am known as, I've got some prime loot too. Oh no, I don't. You want to talk about a place where you can get lost. Gee whiz. So I go to my channel, and this is my channel right here. But you'll notice, because we're not going to be able to do this very well, I don't think. I really don't think so. Yes, I'm giving it my channel right now. And then there's the channel. So, what can I tell you? I played around with the channel feed for the edit panels. If you have a Twitch, get to learn how to do that. That's an area of Twitch that I had no idea. I think that what we're seeing in a lot of the sites now is that they want it to feel as though it is a full service. I'll say hi back. Welcome. There we go. That it ends up being like this full service window. And we get so caught up in what it's delivering to us, especially there's a lot of cacophony, right, over at Twitch. And the way that I want to be able to use Twitch is that, because I do believe that the audio quality is just a little ledge up, right? I think it's a superior audio. And also to learn more about the podcast, do more organized speaking, and because it's live and I believe it's ephemeral. I think I can save it. I know people do save their Twitches, but I'm just trying to find a resource where I can do like podcast clips, welcoming clips, talk show, interview, sort of introducing, to YouTube. Could be a new term. So like a living, just clippy kind of feel over at Twitch. So I hooked up the OBS yesterday. It looked as though OBS was working just fine. Obviously, I have to figure out a whole lot. The learning curve is nuts. And the audio did not pick up at all. It was getting picked up on the OBS side because the little equalizer that they have was picking up my voice, but Twitch was not liking the audio at all. So I fiddled with the bandwidth. I went through a few videos on YouTube trying to isolate maybe the settings that I had were not queuing up. Of course, I checked my stream key. I changed the stream key from the YouTube, which I have a streaming key there. So I changed it in the settings, etc. I think I did a fair amount, considering I've had the channel forever, and considering I have to kind of figure out why would I do the Twitch? And I can tell you that people that have found, where they really like it, they're using all the attributes. And there are plenty of them, and I don't doubt in the next couple of years we will see more attributes over at Twitch. Because it's just, it seems to be very rock solid and pretty inventive. It has a massive audience. The people at Twitch are very into Twitch, and we see this over at Patreon too. For example, they are very into these platforms in which they're able to flesh out ideas a little bit wider. So I think that it's smart for us in the first quarter to see how far we can get. Like Alfredo was mentioning, even over here, he says the chat is saved, but video only lasts 2 weeks max on the channel. So it does has this degradé of 2 weeks, and I think that that's okay. And if it works, and then I'm able to get some clips in there, like welcoming clips, as I said, glossary and terms, then I can just power it up and get recorded on Twitch, and I think that would be really cool. So there's the Twitch channel, and Alfredo is already over here because he loved him some Twitch. Oh, Alfredo, pretty funny. Okay, so if I was over at Twitch, watch what happens, because I don't really need to even, I know that I'm over here, but I don't need to do anything except for put the offline window on mute so I don't hear myself. And let's see what happens. You guys ready? You guys ready for some fun? And let me take the Google Hangout. Okay, so what I'll do is I am going to be putting my mic on mute over here in the Hangout. Okay, there we go. I'll take you guys through the steps there in chat, okay? So what you guys are seeing is I just pulled up my Twitch. I definitely put myself on mute. Yesterday I had labeled it the Bitcoin Moving, which of course matches up with what we're doing over here on YouTube. And let's see how it goes. Back on mute. Well, guess what? The window from yesterday went from the scene to the other side. So let's just see how this goes. You see commercials a lot, Alfredo's reminding me of. Well, yeah, if I hadn't put myself on mute on this side, and of course what I had was, you can't mute the commercials on Twitch. So we have to be really careful about that, especially on the Hangouts, because I don't want to lose my, I don't want to lose the recording because I have to put it in what's it called, unlisted. So, okay, but it picked up yesterday, and Alfredo, can you tell me if you can hear me okay over at Twitch? Can you hear me okay over at Twitch? And put it in the mic, in the chat section. I'm like freaking out right now. I'm absolutely like freaking out right now because I'm seeing what I put in my screen yesterday. I'm seeing it now on the Twitch. So unless you guys, am I kidding myself here? Do I actually see? You hear a low volume on Twitch. So my volume isn't high enough. Okay. All right, so the volume is very low. So that's something that I can change though over at OBS, right? The Twitch link? Hold on just a moment. Let me get it for you. Of course I have the Twitch link. No problem. In fact, I should put it in the Nightbot. And here is my Twitch. Vivo wants my Twitch link. There you go. There it is right there. And you can check it out for yourself and see. Now, this is interesting too, because we have the Hangout window is not, you are so welcome. The Hangout window is not showing the Twitch window anymore. And it should. Okay, Alfredo, I'll put all those things on a whiteboard. I'm going to tell you the deal with the Twitch is that I made it full screen. And if I go over there, then I don't get to see all the other tabs that are going on right now. So as soon as I sort that out, then I'll definitely do that. So the odd thing is, though, remember you can hear me on Twitch because I have muted myself over at YouTube. But what I'm going to try and do now, I'm going to unmute myself on YouTube. That means that you guys would be hearing me twice over at Twitch. So decide exactly what you're kind of going to do. But the tab itself is on. The tab itself is on Twitch, but the Hangout is not picking it up as seeing it on Twitch. So I did have to refresh. I had to refresh the YouTube video. I'm going to put that in our okay, and that's what it looks like. I do believe I can put it on a dark theme, which might be a little bit more attractive. I'm not really too sure exactly about that. And then, of course, I've had to refresh the YouTube twice now. So let's see what Ruby looks like on Twitch. You guys ready? Oh, no, I can't, because I don't have the scene set up. I don't have the scene set up. Hey, Vivo. Vivo is over at the Twitch, guys. That's BeautyBubble Now, right? Is that my, yes, BeautyBubble Now. In fact, over at Twitter, I used to call everything, whether it was BeautyBubble Live or BeautyBubble Now, and that was kind of my branding for a very long time. So when I opened up my Twitch, that's what I named myself over here. So the issue is, of course, is that once again, I thought that maybe we would go the Twitch route to do more graphic display, as you can see here. Not as much like long form commentary, but that it would be used to do welcoming slates, glossary of terms, you know, things that are like under 15 minutes sort of information, especially if it's just a slide like this as the example. I could have just been showing the slide once I reframe it and everything, and then just be talking about this is the Ruby's tips and tricks, I think is the name of that, the name of the visual. But to tell you the truth, I do not know how I got that visual to show in the screen. I simply do not have any clue. I just opened up OBS and boom, there it was, over on the right-hand side, like magic. Like magic. Okay, so I am going to be broadcasting in 2 of the channels with voice. So watch out for you guys. You are going to get some reverb, okay? You are going to get some reverb. So right now, of course, I have the audio. Now, this is another thing. Wouldn't it be grand? And if I could, and by the way, the Nightbot actually works for the Twitch. It'd be really clever if I could get my chat that's over at YouTube to link up with the Twitch, but I do know that I can link up the Nightbot. Now, whether or not the Nightbot is going to pick up here, yeah, I'm recognized. I do have to do that on the Nightbot side. This is a copy and paste, of course, of the chat that's going on over at YouTube, and then it's not letting me know that it's coming from YouTube. Vivo's asking a question. It's really a quick trial and error, and any good videos on YouTube as why? Well, if you're speaking about the OBS, the issue is you're looking for what all the stuff and the fiddling and everything that you're doing. You're looking for the result, and when you don't get the result, and you've been sitting and struggling with the result for more than an hour. Okay, I'm not going to exaggerate, but you're just waiting for the result. Now, I did get a result over at YouTube, and I was like over the moon. I was like, oh my God, I got a result. How friggin' cool is that? And then you'll go through a period of time where there's no result, and then you don't know. Was it a fluke? Did I get lucky? I mean, you don't want to be getting lucky in broadcasting. Luck is showing up, at the right time and getting it on film. That's having luck or good timing. But when it comes to the actual technical bits, luck is not your friend, because you don't know. Yes, and Alfredo reminding us about the learning curve for sure. And then it's a learning curve up against the time that you have to commit. And I don't think that it's something that I can't figure. Obviously, it's not something that I can't figure out. It's just about some of it's time management, also wanting to learn as much as I possibly can, so that when I am addressing someone like a Stephen A. Wood, that I'm asking questions that are engaging to him, and he's like, oh, right, that's right. I was this far along, and I had been in 5 years, and I'm glad now this is the sort of thing that you want to do. You don't want to be asking him questions, like, what is a scene? And so I have to learn before I go to Stephen, and Alfredo knows who Stephen is. So, and then the second microphone, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So let me make sure that our YouTube knows that we are playing around with, I'll just do this for a couple more minutes. Okay, and then let's see about what the switch looks like when we go back over to YouTube. So we'll go back over to the chart, and we'll see that there's a lot of volatility once again in the 1 minute. And, you know, the longs are, I mean, it looked really good. We got, what, 2 candles where the 8 was supporting the longs, and then sure enough, here we are where the 8 is eclipsing, and the trade is still short, miserably short, down 9.6%. Right now, let's go to the shorts window here. Another power push for the shorts. And, you know, they went in. They went in and they want to take the price down. We do have, oh, what was that? Oh, okay. We do, and I want to remind everyone, of course, that we do have a lower print number, the 13,129.06, which is a number that we've had as a break potential target. And I hate to bring that number. I always like in the pit of my stomach. I always feel funny to show you guys these lower numbers, but it's better that I show them to you now than you forgetting that, wow, Beauty had that line down there, and sure enough, here we are. Okay, so let's see what goes on over at the Hangout. And, okay, so the Hangout is picking up my mic over here. So I'm going to put the Hangout mic, okay, and change. Very important for you guys to read the disclaimer, number one. Number two, don't take anything whatsoever from the watch list that's over there. It's just a certain way to organize so that we can display the charts in a faster way, and I don't have to sort out, did I mistype, or did I not get the name properly, or so that's what that's all about. I think we're going to probably be wrapping it up here, and let me check the chat over on YouTube. Okay, this will be the fastest read of the disclaimer ever in the history of time. Please be advised that all content in the charts shown is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. Trading the stock, bond, currency, cryptocurrency, commodity, and futures markets can be rewarding but is also risky. Be aware that you can lose money and in some ways lose more than you can. It can also be profitable but not without significant risks. You are responsible for your own independent investment transactions. The charts shown are not to serve as an investment advisory service. I highly encourage you to seek professional advice. Okay, guys, you can tell it's like holiday week. I need to stop this broadcast right now, and I will be doing it. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Thank you for checking out what we're doing over at Twitch. It's all going to be fun. It's all going to be great. Remember, hashtag make money with beauty. And most of all, hashtag if you're in a relationship with me, put it on the blockchain. Bye-bye for now.